Alright, hello folks, welcome back to the House on Navy Road. It is me, it is Mark. Now, a while ago, a couple hours ago, I posted in the Staff Tribe group and also in the Roots and Refuge group who would like to see a demonstration of homemade focaccia bread. So that's what we're going to do because a lot of people said, yes, we'd love to see that. So that's what we're doing now. First and foremost, what I'm going to do, I've got some warm water here, just out of the tap, between 105 and 115. If it's just out of your tap, it should be totally fine. Right here I have got a packet of active dry yeast. I'm going to throw that in. Also right here I have got a tablespoon of sugar, and I'm going to throw a tablespoon of sugar in here. I'm going to give this a stir it up and let it get frothy and bubbly just to make sure the yeast activates, and we'll come back and we'll show you what that looks like, and then we'll get started on the flour and the salt and everything. So yeah, just gonna get this going.
Done.
Alright, what I'm doing here is in just this little pan. It doesn't matter what kind of pan you use. You can use a pie plate, a pot. I'm putting some hot water from the faucet in this container, and I'm gonna put it on the bottom shelf of my oven. I don't know why, I don't know where I learned this at, but a long time ago somebody told me to do that and it would help the humidity and everything in the oven. Now this oven is off. You don't turn this oven off right now because you just want the bread to rise. But what I'm gonna do right now is trade spots with Wayne. I'm gonna come over here so y'all can see what I'm doing. And I'm gonna get 5 cups of all-purpose flour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, now I'm going to put this over here because while it's mixing and kneading and everything, if it gets too wet, I'll have to add a little bit of flour to it, but I don't think that's going to happen. Right here, I've got a tablespoon of, this is pink Himalayan sea salt. If you want to use kosher salt, you can. Look, if all you've got on hand is table salt, use that. Not a big deal in this preparation. Now, let me show you the yeast. See how bubbly it's got? Now, it was in there for about 15 minutes. So that yeast is perfectly done and ready. What I want to do is mix this just a little bit to get that salt incorporated. Just get it mixed in a little bit. I tell you what, I love making bread. I don't often make bread, but you know, right now with everything that's going on, can't go to the store. You need a little bit of bread, so why not? So right here, I've got that mixed in real good. I'm going to take and add in the yeast and the water. Turn that on low. And right now I need a 1/2 cup of olive oil. 1/2 cup of olive oil. Now, this is an Italian flatbread, but it's also an oil bread. You're going to use a lot of olive oil. This is a 1/2 cup of 1 1/2 cup of olive oil that you're going to be using, but we'll show you that in just a few minutes. Now, I'm going to let this come together, just like this here, let it come together. Once it comes together, I'm going to let the KitchenAid do my work for me. It's going to knead this bread. It's going to knead it really, really good. But I'm going to let it come together before I start my time. And we're going to let this knead the bread for 6 to 7 minutes, like 7 minutes normally. I think the 7 minutes was what I did the last time. So it's looking really, really good. Let Wayne come here and show you. And we're going to let this go now for 7 minutes. Alright, now you're going to let this go, like I said, for about 6 to 7 minutes. But if you don't have a KitchenAid, you can easily knead this by hand. You just want to knead it for about 10 minutes. Lightly flour my board, because I'm not going to need this much because, like I said, the mixer's already mixed it. But if you hadn't got a mixer, go ahead and knead it by hand. I'm going to take this off the hook. Gosh, it feels great. Listen, on here, if it gets a little sticky, just add a little more flour to it, but that feels amazing. Come over here and look. Get my hands in the flour so it won't stick to my hands. This is kind of a sticky dough, but you'll see it. All right, there. Now, done with that. Now I'm just going to bring this together a little bit. Oh, it feels so good. It's so smooth and elastic. And this is really all you have to do to it right here. Form it into a ball. Gorgeous. So incredibly pretty. Isn't that pretty, y'all? Now, olive oil. In the bowl that it's going to rise in, you're going to want to put a really good dredge, like almost like a half cup. Pretty good bit of oil in here. Just like that. Because, like I say, this is an oil bread. Don't let this oil scare you, because we're going to use a whole lot more oil here after a while. But you're going to drop it in. Let it go around. Flip it over. Now I'm going to wash my hands. Cover this with saran. Put it in that cold oven with that hot water in it and let that rest for an hour, and it's going to rise, and we'll show We'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. Okay, it has been an hour. Let's pull this out. Oh, it's done great things. Move that down there. All right, go ahead and see, y'all. This is gorgeous. Look at that. Now, don't think I'm nutso fruitcake, but I've got to put some oil on this baking tray. Okay? Quite a bit of oil, because like I say, this is an oil bread. It's not going to be oily, so don't worry about that. This is focaccia. It's absolutely amazing. So spread this around in your tray. Just like this. Gorgeous. It's going to bake in really, really good. Poke this down. I love doing that. All right, let's get this out. And now we're going to spread it around on this pan. Let me move this for you. Spread it out. Y'all, this dough feels so good. It's so fun to play with. It's amazing. And I'm going to show y'all after a while different ways that you can flavor this. If you want it plain, you can have it plain, or different ways that you can absolutely flavor it with different things. So that'll be good too. Now what I'm going to do is take my fingers and make holes in it, just like this. This is a scraggly looking bread on the top. So you just make big holes. I'm going to get Wayne to come over here and show you how these holes are looking. Make big holes in it. It's so much fun to play with. And if you've got kids, you can have your kids do this too. They would love it. And then they get to eat it. So, we're going to do this. I'm going to put this back in the oven, and it's going to rise for another hour. And then we'll bake it. Time?
Yes.
Can I start? Okay. All right, y'all. The second rise has happened, so we're going to grab this. Look at it. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take this water out as well, because it's done its full job. Preheat the oven to 425. All right. Now, let's just put this right here. Now, we have choices to make, okay? You could go right now and leave this absolutely plain. Plain old focaccia. Or you could choose some toppings. And I've chose just a few things here, just to show you. Thinly sliced fresh garlic. I've got this here. And what you can do is just slide it in. Make a hole, slide it in. Freshly sliced garlic. Make a hole, slide it in. Just like this. Put in the garlic. And it's going to bake in the focaccia. Also, if you wanted cheese, do cheese. As you can see right here, I've got garlic. I've also got some gorgeous olives that I'm going to put in. Now, you don't have to put toppings on this. I'm going to just to show you that you can. But if you wanted it plain, all you would do is just salt it a little bit with some kosher salt and put it in the oven. But just like this, just poke it down in. Can't do it wrong. Absolutely cannot. Right here, I've got sun-dried tomatoes that I'm just going to stick down in. Sun-dried tomatoes, garlic, got those gorgeous olives. I'm just going to do half of this with fillings. Right here, I've got some roasted red peppers. We'll put those in. Sprinkle it on. See, you can do anything with this bread. And I'm going to show you what it looks like once it's done too. But if you just want it plain, do it plain. But I love roasted red peppers. I love garlic. I love olives. I'm just going to do half this. Half this bread. And you'll see what it looks like when it comes out. Look. So just use what you've got. I mean, like I said, if you wanted to put cheese on top of here, put cheese. You could also, I've seen this happen too, you can boil potatoes and like squish the potatoes and push those into the dough. The world is your oyster. Okay, all right. I'm gonna say that's gonna be enough. A few more red peppers here. Now, once the oven is preheated, I'm gonna pop this into the oven anywhere from 17 to 20 minutes. And that will be lovely. Now, I need some salt because right before you put this in the oven, you're going to want to salt the top. Now, I'm going to use kosher salt, like a flaky salt. Just go ahead and salt the top. And I cannot wait to taste this when it comes out of the oven. So once the oven preheats, I'm going to pop it in the oven and it's going to come out in, like I say, 17 to 20 minutes. So we'll show you all that when it's time. Okay, I told y'all 17 minutes. It's actually been 25 because it wouldn't get brown on the top. So I let it go for 25 minutes. Now what you didn't see was me drizzling the top of it with a little more olive oil right before I put it in the oven. But y'all come look. I wish y'all could smell it. Okay, so I'm going to let this sit here for about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to take it off, or take it out of this pan, and just sit it here and let it cool down just a little bit before I cut it. I can't wait to taste it, y'all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dip it in some pasta sauce. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right. Now, I've got some marinara sauce here. And like I say, we did half stuffed with toppings and half plain. Now, if you were to take this plain focaccia, cut it up, dip it, make French toast sticks out of it, you can do that. You can cut it into sandwich bread and have sandwiches on it. Or if you've stuffed it and put things in it like I have, you can use it as like a breadstick. So we're going to cut this down. And this baked for, what do we say, 25 minutes. So I'm going to cut it into sticks. Look, you can see the stuff on the inside. So let's give it a taste. Dip it into the pasta sauce. No, Mr. Piper, you cannot have none. Give it a munch. Y'all, this bread is so good. It's easy. And like I say, you can make it with what you've got on hand at home, so you don't have to go out to the store risking life and limb. It's delicious. So thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for asking me to do this. I've totally enjoyed it. Now to keep from eating half of it. Until next time, I'll talk to y'all later. Much love. Bye, y'all.